Oh, can everyone mute themselves too? Or maybe I can do that.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's Sally and Christine and Jamie and Deanna's not on. But this is the team call. It's August 6th, and tonight the topic is on closing. And I'm going to start with recognition. So every week we like to recognize people who are, reaching Success Club, producing, rank advancing, all that jazz. So I believe we have a new Emerald in the group. He's the only man on the call right now. Kevin, I believe he's an Emerald coach. I didn't have a chance to announce him in the team page. I think I saw that earlier this week. He looks really surprised, so I could be telling a big lie. But I'm going to give him a shout out for that until I can confirm that information. Kevin, you're Emerald. Congratulations. You sponsored 2 coaches. That's very exciting in your first month. Virtual high five. Christine, she's a rock star. There's a reason why she's going to be doing the call tonight on closing is because she's at Success Club 8. So if you were frustrated, just kind of stalk her on Facebook and see what she's doing. Melissa Sapper, you have 2. Jamie, 2. Leah, Rock and Mora with 4. And I'm going to be honest, Sally Stangler has a -2. I had to return last month, so I have some recovering to do. It happens, and you roll with it. But I wanted to let you know that's where I'm standing. So, Christine, take it away.
Okay. First, Sally, I'm glad you said that about -2 because I've been in a -6 spot once, and I really had to claw my way back out from that one, and boy, did that ever stink. But it can be done. So, tonight's call is about closing. We've been talking about closing on our coaches page quite a bit. But we've been talking mostly about closing customers and challenge packs, right? So I am going to talk to you guys about closing coaches, because if you want your business to grow, you need to sponsor some coaches, right? And then have them sponsor coaches and so on and so forth. So I'm going to share my screen. Oh, this is where things go bad for me. Let's see what happens here. But before we do that, I just want to talk a little bit about, hold on, here we go. Can you guys see that yet?
Not yet.
Okay, I think it's going to pop up in a second. Basically, when we talk about closing is kind of a byproduct of just being a professional. And I don't consider myself a professional coach at this point yet, but when I first started, I was certainly doing some amateur things, and I'm going to talk about that in here in a little bit too. So what the difference between an amateur and a professional is basically, and I did this all the time, an amateur, when someone asked you a question, what came out of my mouth was straight up beach body vomit. So I just talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. And what happened was people went, this chick is crazy. I'm not talking to her anymore. So what you got to learn is how to reel that back in and make it about the person you are talking to. So that's the big difference right there. You need to understand who you're talking to. You need to ask them questions. And the more questions you ask, the better it's going to be. So let me change screens here. Oh, is it not changing? There it is. The first thing, the best advice I can give to you guys is that you need to detach yourself from what the outcome is. So you've heard this before. When someone says no, it doesn't necessarily mean no. What it means is maybe not right now. It's nothing against you personally if they tell you no. How many times have you said no to somebody? Like, we all do it, right? It's okay. So you just have to let whoever it is that you're talking to let them know that you're there for him or her. So, if they say, no, I don't have the money right now, you say, okay, if there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. I just want you to know that I'm always here for you, and it's going to be okay. Another thing that happens sometimes is you forget to talk about the opportunity and what coaching can do for you. And this is something that I still, on occasion, struggle with. I am really good at talking about the products because I've used them and I've had amazing success with them, but then I forget to tell them about this aspect, what coaching actually is and what it can do for you. So don't forget that key piece of the aspect too, okay, you guys? And real quick, off topic a little bit, this presentation about closing, I'm certainly not reinventing the wheel. I'm cheating a little bit. It comes right out of this book, GoPro. So if you haven't read it or you don't have it, I suggest getting it ASAP. It's sort of like our little coach's Bible. It tells us a lot of great information. So that's kind of where this is coming from. Oh, that a girl, Sally. Some of you guys I know have it because I gave it to some of you. So I hope you've read it. But basically, I just want to talk about the questions. You can't just say, oh, you want to lose weight? Well, try this product. Try 21 Day Fix. It's great, and here's why. That's not going to help the person. You need to ask them a series of questions first, and then you can present the coaching opportunity to them. So there's basically 4 questions that Eric Worre talks about with his 4-question close, okay? And again, this is for the business opportunity more than anything. For our sneak peeks example, we have a sneak peek coming up on Monday. So somewhere, maybe on Thursday is when I do it, I will message the people who are in my sneak peek and I can ask them this question. Based on what you've just seen, if you were to get started with this company on a part-time basis, how much would you need to earn, in order to make it worth your time? Don't promote yourself by saying, hey, I know people who make 10 grand a month or more. You want to do that? Because that's not going to get you where you need to go. I think a lot of distributors make that mistake. I know I've seen it pop up with It Wraps is one of them, and I can't think of some of the other ones, but they pop up on my news feed all the time, and it just says, how would you like to make a ton of money? And then they'll show, here's my first check, and it'll be thousands of dollars. That's not what this company is all about. We are leading more with integrity, and we have a true mission in mind. So keep that in mind too, okay, you guys? So don't prescribe the person what you think they want. Just take the time to answer their questions and listen to what they're telling you. So far, so good? So after you've asked this, based on, what you've seen, if you want to get started, how much would you need to make in order for it to be worth your time? Then they give you a number. Like, so maybe they say, I want to make $500 a month. That's doable for sure. So then you need to find out how interested they really are. So you can ask them, how many hours a week are you willing to commit in order to do that? So that will get them really thinking about, hey, no PDA, I see that. So that will get them really thinking about their commitment to it and what they're willing to do to earn the money. So they have to check basically their mental calendar to see, first of all, do they even have the time to invest anything in it? It's all about them. They can put in as much or as little as they want, but you need to make sure they understand that that's the same return they'll get is what they put into it. Question number 3, how many months would you work those kind of hours to get to that kind of income? That really makes them think about their level of commitment. And then you are, without having to say it, tell them this is not a get-rich-quick pyramid scheme. This is not going to happen for you overnight. This is going to take work. And if you're willing to work, put the time in, blah, 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 you're gonna see the return. Especially in the beginning for us. I don't know about you guys, but I always found in the very beginning, it seemed like I was doing a whole ton of work for little to no money. And I'm sure you guys can relate to that too. So this question really helps conquer that as well. And then finally, question number 4 is something called If I Would You. And our other mentor, Stuart, has talked about this one a lot too. So basically, you give them the business model. You say, if I can show you how to develop the income that you desire, which was their answer to question number 1, working their answer to number 2, X amount of hours over the course of however many months, would you be ready to get started? When people say, usually they're going to give you some kind of a positive answer. So yes, they'll say, if you show me, I am willing to do it. That's where you get their commitment. They say, sure, show me how. Then you can start talking about the compensation plan and how they're actually going to earn money. You can talk together with them about a reasonable game plan so that you know what they need to do and what you need to do as their coach to help them reach those goals. And of course, we have a huge group. So for newer coaches, when you're sponsoring someone, it's pretty challenging, right? To figure out what exactly do they need? That's where the rest of us come in that have been doing it for a little while. We're here to help you. You're not in this alone. I just want to make that very clear, and I hope nobody thinks that. Does anybody think that? Tell me, no, Christine, we don't think we're in it alone. I can't see everybody, so I'm just hoping that's it. So what happens on the occasion where someone gives you some kind of crazy, unrealistic answer? And this actually did happen to me not that long ago. Someone's like, oh, I need to earn like $10,000 a week and I can work, I think they told me a couple hours a day or something. And I'm glad it was a message and not face-to-face because my jaw dropped when I read it. But you have to be honest with them and say, I'm sorry, your expectations are very high and unrealistic. It's okay to say that. And if you're willing to change those expectations, then we can talk a little bit. But this is not that kind of company where you're just going to earn a ton of money over time. Also, I want to add that when you're asking people these questions and you're getting their responses, if you don't get any positive answers at all, if they're very negative, that's okay too. That just means that whoever you're talking to is going to need some more exposure first to what you're saying. I think on average it says what it takes a person, they have to be exposed like 4 to 5 times to something before it really sticks and before they're really ready to commit. So you may feel like a broken record and talking to someone over and over again. And I'm going to use someone who's on this call as an example, actually. Melissa, I was going to just mention you briefly because you have been a discount coach for a very long time, and then something just clicked in you in the last month, and you went to Emerald in like 2 days when you decided you were going to go in for this and do it. So that's the kind of exposure that I'm talking about. She's been exposed to it far more than 5 times, but she was just happy using the product, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I'm so glad you changed your mind. You decided to actively coach and help people too. So yay, Melissa. But there, I go off on a tangent again. I do that. Someone has to reel me back in when I start doing that. So when your answers aren't positive, just keep exposing them to it. Keep posting on your Facebook. I cannot say it enough, you guys. You have to be consistent. If you're tired of hearing people say, you know, I'm thinking about it, but you're not getting any action, then you need to practice this. Practice this on your spouse, your boyfriend, your kids, whoever. Kids are good because they're going to give you all kinds of off-the-wall answer. So just practice. If you want to use one of us and, you know, do some role playing, which sounds goofy, but it helps. It really does help. I've done this with Sally in the past, and it helped me. It's uncomfortable. It's awkward, but it does help. Practice makes perfect, as the saying goes. So just keep doing that. And then, is Christy on the call, you guys? She is. I got to find her. Christy, are you able to unmute yourself? Christy Conrad.
Hi, sorry. Yeah, I can.
Thank you. I know we didn't talk about this, but I was going to pick on you just for a quick second if I can.
Perfect.
Because you killed it last month. You had like, what, Success Club 23, 24? Yeah. It was something crazy. So, and whatever Christy is doing, she's doing right, because you're only in your 3rd month of coaching, right?
Yeah.
So I would like, I know you haven't prepared anything and you weren't prepared to speak, but if you wouldn't mind, what is it that you're doing that is working so well for you?
So I feel like what I was trying to do was I try and like cycle when I'm going to push like salesy things and like when I'm just going to get people to like trust me in what I'm doing. Okay. So like I post a lot about like recipes or like quick tips or like comparing foods, and like I do all that stuff to like make sure that people are like trusting what I'm doing. And then when I feel like I'm getting good followers and people are starting to like comment things and like things a lot, I'll start to follow like who's doing that often and start to like track them down. And then like, hey, thanks for liking all my stuff lately. And then I will take the time later to make sure I'm doing the posts, and I'll contact that person and just say, make sure you check out my post today that I wrote about the 21-day fix. Feel like it'd be the perfect program for you. Okay. Or I did really what got me that last month. And if any of you guys want to consider this, I'm trying to see who's on this call. Tina's not on the call, and neither is Deanna because they're on vacation. But the 30-day challenge group that I do is how I'm getting a lot of people. So basically what it is 30 days where I educate them on week 1 is carbs, week 2 is proteins, week 3 is healthy fats, Week 4 is workouts, and I don't make it a competition. I give them meal plans for each of the weeks, and then I transition them off by doing the 21-day fix. So they're working with me. I'm teaching them about the foods. Then I'm telling them that I'm going to help you to transition into the 21-day fix, and then they do it on their own and they're successful. So now I have them for 2 months of Shakeology minimum, and then because of, they want that second month where they're on the 21-day fix. And then a lot of them, I'm hoping, will want to come back and coach and help out in the future.
So for your 30-day challenge group, are you inviting, are your people all on Shakeology and have already ordered the 21-day fix, and you do that part first with the education and then put them in the 21-day fix?
No, so I kind of like promote the idea of the 30-day group. Like that's like my primary promotion. I don't say like, oh, I'm promoting the 21-day fix or I'm promoting Shakeology. I say like, are you interested in clean eating and learning about how to have a more healthy lifestyle? And I just say it could be a purchase of under $30. Is that worth it to you? And then they'll respond to me and be like, oh my God, yes, send me details. Or I'll say, leave your email. Now I have an email and I'd be more than willing to share this with all of you, as well as anything that I post in the group daily. I mean, really, I've done the work at this point. It's 30 days of education, and all I do is put it on Postcron, and then like people are just participating like crazy. So if anyone really wants to see the group, they can just jump in the group and check it out. But basically, after I send that post out, they email me, and I send them back an email. Now, the way they can get in is by doing the Shakeology sampler pack. That's like, they can just do that and that's it. And that would be so easy. But then I make sure I talk to them about what their goals are. And usually I was able to get them to buy a challenge pack instead.
Okay.
So I put like, here's the easy way to get in, just order the sampler pack. And then I'll say other options include, and I'll send my own detailed blurb about, usually I only do the ones I feel like I really understand, the 21-day fix and then the 3-day refresh challenge packs. And I feel like I really understand those. So I usually send those as 2 great options and then say like, let me know what questions you have. And usually they're the ones to follow up pretty quickly.
Good. And I like, you think outside the box, girl. I like that.
I'm a special ed teacher. You gotta fix things that aren't working right.
That's good. Thank you for sharing that. That was great.
So
yeah,
before Chris starts,
like I said, I can share those documents. I'm thankful, luckily, that I went back after effing up so many times in my own lifestyle changes and got certified in nutrition. So I feel like I know a whole lot about proteins, carbs, healthy fats. I now can stem out and from this Beachbody stuff. I do grocery store tours as well. So I feel like I can stem out there, and then you get people to believe you through the grocery store tours. And like tonight I did one, charged $40 for an hour tour. And then this person's like, I talked them into size on the way because it would be a perfect program for them. So they're going to buy the size challenge pack. So I'll share the information that you guys need to know about carbs, proteins, and fats. That's the bottom line. Maybe that's my trick.
That's a good trick. I dig it. I like
Thank
that.
you.
I'm glad I put you on the spot. Sheesh.
No.
it's Christy's doing awesome. And Chris, before you start, I posted this the other day, and something I just want to emphasize with what Christy's doing is the first thing she's doing is doing it. She's living the lifestyle, walking the walk. She posts her workouts. She posts Shakeology. She posts her food, what she's doing. And by posting, she's sharing it. So she's sharing her own knowledge and her experience, and she's going to share with us. So if we don't have that personal knowledge, now we can share hers and pretend. But she's earning like the trust of people and earning her reputation. And that's all you have to do. That's it.
And it is amazing. Like, I feel like when I've been helping some people, and like, let's be honest, not everyone has the money to do all this stuff. I'll just ask in return that they share my page with some like followers. And I didn't expect, I think my goal was like 200 followers in 3 months, and I'm already at 600. Like, people want to tell people about it. And then the more likes you can get, the more people are seeing your page. And I just feel like it's kind of worked the more you put things out there. My favorite thing was that I posted a thing like, what do you guys want more of? Workout tips, fitness, or workout tips, healthy eating tips, motivation. And people posted like crazy, and that got like 2,000 views.
And her phone's blowing up with people.
With someone who doesn't support Shakeology or Beachbody, for the record. That's my current struggle.
That's That's an ongoing struggle and never goes away, I don't think. Thanks for sharing, Christy.
Thank you.
So basically, I can see everybody now, I think. Can you raise your hand if you own the book GoPro? So we have a few that don't have it yet, right? You guys got to get that book and read it. It's really good because it's not, I see a note that says Gloria raised her hand. That's awesome. Please get that book. It will, I cannot even stress to you how it will help you and how much more comfortable you will feel talking to people, whether it's about a program or Shakeology or challenge packs or whatever it is. But particularly if you are looking to grow yourself and grow your team, then the answers are really there. You just have to practice it and get used to it. Does that make sense, you guys? So now I'm going to open it up to questions. I want to know what questions do you guys have about closing?
I have a question.
Who's talking? I can't.
Keisha.
Oh, hey, Keisha.
I'm kind of a tech person, and I like all my things on my phone. And does anybody know if it's on Apple's iBooks? Because I can't find it.
I don't know.
I'll take a look. I'm pretty tech savvy too, Keisha, and if I find it, I'm sure GoPro is Audible.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to find it. So
Yeah.
we'll find it and figure that out.
Okay.
I have GoPro on audio on disc. If you want that, you can have one.
Okay.
Okay. So there, that problem got solved.
Good.
I got 2 things right today. I'm done.
I got a question.
Yes.
When you did the questions, like your question 1, question 2,
Yes.
do you put those in like that 5-step invite? Are they part of like getting their why?
I usually do that part first, the 5-step invite and getting their part. And that one is more for like when you're doing challenge packs or something. But definitely, I think these 4 questions come in for those that you have involved in, say, a sneak peek or someone that you're thinking of that would be a good coach, not necessarily just a customer.
Okay.
That's where these 4 questions come in the most because you can really tell where they want to go with the business that way. If they're willing to put it, if they give you a number and say, I'm willing to work an hour a day, that's fine. They can do a power hour every day, right? So that's basically where those come in.
Okay.
But yeah, you got to get to their why first. You can certainly go through that and ask them, why do they want to be a coach? And every single person will have the same answer. They will say, because I want to help people. So how many times we all heard that? I said it myself. And it's true. We do all want to help people, but you can volunteer at anywhere and help people. So this is a little bit different. They have to figure out exactly why it is they want to do this particular business.
All right.
So it all flows together. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay. Who else? Does little Lucy Dulcie have a question? I see her raising her hand. Hi, baby girl. This was a short call, and this was a short call. It wasn't too tough. I'm trying to see if there's anybody I can pick on. I don't want to pick on anybody else today. I put poor Christy on the spot, and she did pretty good.
That was a good person to pick on. So you can pick on another and maybe some light bulbs will go off.
Yeah. So you guys, that's pretty much it. We're going to be done 5 minutes early, and who doesn't like to be done 5 minutes early? So if no one has any questions or anything else to add, or
I think I have one more question.
go for it.
I recently tried to invite somebody, and they said that they weren't interested. And from what you guys said and what I've read, you kind of want to ask why they might not be interested. So I think she kind of like took it wrong, but I just wanted to know, maybe why she wasn't interested, for I could, follow the steps.
Okay.
And I think she kind of like took it as the wrong way and said she's happy with her body. Okay, that's fine. But like, how do you, and she kind of like went off on me. How do you um, uh,
How do you deal with that?
yeah.
I'm going to let Sally take that one because Sally's had a lot of people going off on her lately.
So, okay, thanks, Chris. Yeah, so here's the light bulb. People, you know, and Carlene posted a video about this today in our team page that Amy Silverman made. People come from all walks of life, and they're going through their own journey, and they're experiencing their own battles. And so somebody having a conversation with you means they're already kind of like humoring the idea of getting help. For some reason, you're having this conversation about you helping them, even though they're saying no and they're not ready. You just have to dig deeper and kind of talk to them. And maybe it's not a fitness thing or a health thing. Maybe it's, hey, you know what? Like, I work with these awesome women and men, and they suggested this book, and it's helped me just feel better about life and where I am and this thing that we are on as a journey. They may have a different need to somebody else who can help with that. You know, and that's going to vary from person to person, but definitely don't ever take it personal when somebody says no. People are crazy, and they will let you know how they feel. And so you just have to take it with a grain of salt and know, like, you're here, you have good intentions, you're trying to help. And if somebody doesn't want to, you know, put forth any investment into anything, you know, that's why we have the free cleaning group. That's why we have a free accountability group. Hey, you know what? You don't want anything? That's okay. Like, I'd love to put you in this accountability group. There's support, there's people, we share recipes, we talk about stuff here and there. And then it's like, just bless and release, you know, move on to somebody else instead of wasting your time and energy on somebody who has said they're not interested. Okay, find another one.
I usually, after, like, if they're, like, you know, not interested and they say they're not interested flat out, I always ask them, you know, if you know anybody that, you know, is interested, you know, here's my Facebook page. Feel free to give it to them or give them my information.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yep, and that's all you can do. You know, and you're going to find people. I mean, watch the video that, who posted that? Carr posted it. So Amy Silverman, top 2 in the company, probably still gets no's. You would think people would be like crawling out of the woodwork to work with her. But she's reaching out to people and reconnecting with people and finding and building relationships with people, with strangers, the same way we all are. The same ads, the same social media platforms. She shares a lot more of herself. And so I think we can just take that and kind of, Keisha, all of you guys, you'll continue to grow and get better. This isn't, like Chris said, like, you're not going to make $10,000 in a week in your first year. Now, I'm not going to say that that won't happen 2-3 years from now, because it's happening. But there's those people who have had it happen. They're working for it.
Right.
This is my 5-year plan. I know that for Christine, this is her plan B. Jamie wants to retire her husband. I know everyone's story, like, be in it for the long haul, continue to grow and put in the work, and it'll continue to, you know, the compound effect will be in motion.
It's true.
And
And
then,
one more thing that I was just going to add really quick, just because I see this happening a lot, and it's a mistake I used to make just when talking to people. If they ask for information and they ask me to send them a video of some sort, and I do, please don't ask them the question, what did you think? Ask them, what did you like about that? And I know I've said this before, but I can't stress how important that is, because when you say, what do you think? The first thing that's going to come out of their mouth is what they didn't like. And you don't want to start off on a negative. So if you ask them, what did they like? They're going to be like, oh, it sounded all right. They'll find something positive to tell you. So try to keep away from the negative. Christy, did you hold your hand up?
yeah, like I'm in school or something. I'm literally back in teacher mode. Well, I was just thinking, I looked through my customer list from last month because I was really trying to think, like, how I got all the people I did. And 2 of them I got from literally random likes on my page.
Mhm.
And I followed up and I said, thank you so much for liking my page. I hope you enjoy the free recipes, cleaning tips, and fitness tips. If you ever need anything, let me know. then one of them like friend requested me too, which like whatever, like you can see my page if you want to, it's the same stuff. So I accepted it and started liking her stuff.
Yep.
So I feel like before I contact anyone, like with my own requests, I try and make sure that I have like connecting things outside of Beachbody first. So like I'm liking their stuff on their page, or like when they make comments on my stuff, I'm talking about that before I ask them anything about if they want to do something for me or if they want to buy this program. Because sometimes they do think that they're like doing it for you, even though it's really benefiting them.
True.
So send those messages out, even though it's annoying. It's like a copy and paste. I change one name, and then if I see something cool, like if they have a cool name, I'm like, oh, P.S. love your name. Like, you know what I mean? I put in something kind of personal in each one. But then you're just kind of like reaching out and offering. If you never ever need anything, let me know. It doesn't seem pushy, and it seems like they don't feel like they're being hunted down.
Exactly. That's a good tip too. That's a very good tip. I like that one. All right. No more questions, comments, points of clarification. Sally, did you want to do your picture?
Carrie talking. I just want to make sure she didn't have a question because we didn't hear her.
Oh,
No question? Thumbs down, thumbs up. I can't hear you, Carrie. You're on mute.
I can't even. Oh, there she is. Can you unmute it, Carrie? I can unmute you.
I can see everybody. So I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything.
Good.
Okay. All right, everyone, put on your smiley faces. We're going to take a picture. I'm going to tag you in it, and that'll be your business post for the day, you know? Christy, I love how you just fixed your hair.
I know,
right,
duh.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Thanks for making the time for
Bye.
join the call.
Thank
And,
you, everybody. I'm going to stop recording.
We'll see you next week, Wednesday.
Here we go.
I don't know what the topic is.